All right. I think we are officially live on this Friday morning. It is July 9th. Yes, July 9th. And I am still in North Carolina, but my last day. I will be here until this afternoon around 4:30, 5 o'clock. But yeah, we're going to do our Friday jam session from the hotel room again here in North Carolina. And today, the topic is going to be on three email marketing mistakes. And it was funny. I was going through, well, yesterday, I kind of locked myself in this room because it was raining. We had a hurricane scare, tornado scare. Although Kayla was still at beach volleyball. They weren't outside. They were inside. Well, the morning they were inside doing some film review, and then they were outside the afternoon. It stopped raining for a little bit. But I locked myself in the room. Not literally, but I mean, kind of. I locked the door behind me. But yeah, so I went ahead and locked myself in the room so I could get some work done because it was raining anyway. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and hunker down here. And ended up getting a lot of work done. It was very productive, and I actually enjoyed it. What we're going to talk about today, because it's fresh and it's in my mind, is the email marketing mistakes, the three email marketing mistakes. And I actually am going to cover 5 of them in the workshop, but I'm going to give you the 3 right now because I think they're important. I think we need to discuss this. So before we do get officially kicking off here, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I am going through the earbuds now. I want to make sure that the audio is coming through okay. What's up, Noel? How are you? Karen, good morning. Can hear and see you loud and clear. Well, that's good to know. Let's see here. Noel, what's going on? Karen, while I got you, how is your email marketing going right now? I'm just curious. I know that you've been building a list. You're still building a list. How are your efforts going? And also, how is your frequency? How often are you emailing your list? Salama can hear you. Cool. Hello. Good morning. Yes, we can see and hear you. Awesome. Well, that's good because when you're doing this, you just don't know. I mean, I'm in a hotel room. I have no wired internet. I have a Wi-Fi connection, which is the free internet in the hotel. So I wasn't expecting much, but this is pretty decent. So I think we're going to be able to make this work. And today's going to be a beautiful day out there. The wife and I might actually head to the beach while the daughter's at beach volleyball and spend an hour or so there taking a little walk. So that might happen right after we get done here. So, okay, cool. So we are good to go. I did want to let you guys know, if you guys are new, or if you didn't hear the news, but I am putting on a brand new email list building workshop. And this is going to be a condensed version, a new workshop that's really going to be sharing how we were able to build a list of 9,332 subscribers in 30 days in a very weird niche. So I've done workshops in the past. I've done actually email list building fast track workshop, which was a paid workshop. This is going to be a free one, and I'm going to be basically just walking you through the 3 steps or the 3 secrets of what we did to make that happen. And I've never taught this. I've never shared this. So I'm going to be doing it here Thursday, July 15th, this coming Thursday, July 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you're interested in joining me, if you're watching this on the replay, if you're watching this later, go to brandcreators.com/workshop and you can get registered there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm excited because now that I've hunkered down here and I got a lot of the training already kind of outlined and mapped out and done, I'm getting even more excited because I went back in time and kind of looked at some of the lists that I've built over the years and looked at common patterns and what made them work and the mistakes that were made. And going to be able to share that here. So I'm pretty excited about this workshop. And I haven't done a live workshop at night in probably 3, maybe even 4 years. I forget now. I have not done a nighttime, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I haven't done one in years. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited. All right, cool. What up, Alejandro? Good to see you. Oh, Karen says slow right now. We'll pick up at end of month, emailing once a week and moving to twice a week in August. That's okay though. But Karen, you are emailing once a week, so I am happy with that, and I'm glad that you're doing that. So that'll be awesome. Okay, so we're gonna get rocking and rolling here, and I was hoping that wasn't the maid service coming through. It's my wife once again. She held the door, and I was wondering if someone was out there going like, "Who is this guy talking to himself?" So okay, it's just my wife, so we're good. All right, cool. So let's see. Yeah, Alejandro. I'm in the trenches. I am in the trenches every single day. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and let's get this thing officially started. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, welcome back to this Friday jam session. If you are listening to this on the podcast, well, we are doing this live, this recording anyway, but it's a live jam session. That's what I do every Friday. If you want to be part of that, head on over to takeactioncrew.com and you can join us. But today, what we're going to be talking about today is our jam session. On Fridays, we jam, and well, the podcast is Rock Your Brand. Get it? We rock, we jam. That's what we're going to be doing here today. And I'm actually doing this from my hotel room, so it might sound a little bit different, but I'm all about being consistent. So, I am not home right now. I'm traveling. I'm actually wrapping up a week-long camp for my daughter in North Carolina. We're in South Carolina. It's about 3.5 hours from us, and she's at a beach volleyball camp with the UNCW head coach, which is pretty awesome. And she's actually there with all the high school girls, which is great. So today's our last day, but if you notice a little bit of the audio sounding different, that's why. So I apologize, but not really, because I'm here and that's the main thing. And I'm going to deliver some value to you guys right now. And that is the 3 email marketing mistakes that I see that I've done in the past. And I want to expose them to you, because if you understand what these are and you avoid them, let's cut that learning curve. All right. Let's find the holes or the potholes and let me show you where they are, and then say, you know what, don't go that way because I've been over that road. I blew a tire out once on that road. You don't want to go over there. Right. So I'm doing this because I want to try to prevent any of that stuff happening. Now, the first one that I am going to share with you is really, really important. They're all important, but the one that I'm going to be sharing with you is super important, because sometimes you can think that you got it right? You think that I know what my market wants. I know that this is going to be something that's going to help me build my list. And you think maybe even you start building that list with this thing, and I'll get to that thing here in a minute. And then you find out that your list isn't all that good. And maybe it's because the first thing wasn't 100% good. All right, so let me explain. I've got some notes here I'm going to share, so I'm going to pull them up so I can try to stay on track here. But the very, very first thing, the biggest mistake that I see people making is choosing the wrong lead magnet, the wrong bait, as we call it in the fishing world. And I'm not a fisherman, but I love that analogy. You can kind of understand that, right? If I'm fishing and I throw out some bait, it's not the right bait. Maybe bass aren't attracted to that type of bait, but I want to catch bass. It's not going to work. No matter what pond you throw that in, it's just not going to work, right? That type of fish does not bite on this bait. So now you might get some that bite on it, and you might get a handful of other fish, but that's not the ones that you're really looking for. And then when you want to go out there and maybe give them more of what they signed up for, or what you threw out there in the water, they're not really going to respond. And that's just because you might have got lucky, or you might have just went out there and put something that's not really what they want, but they were hungry, so they took it anyway, right? And so what I'm talking about here is the lead magnet, right? So if you're creating something that you think, so here's a great example. If you're going to run a giveaway, which I think giveaways are great when you're first starting. I actually just talked about the fish bowl method, which was one that we did years ago, probably over 14, 15 years ago now. And it was when my wife and I were in the photography business, and we were doing a local gala for our school that they were putting on as a fundraiser. And what we did is to get interest in our company, in our photography studio. And we knew that there was going to be parents there and there's kids because it's a school, right? That was the right pond. And then we're like, we're going to set our stuff up. We're going to let them see our stuff. But then what we're going to do is we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to give away a full photo shoot, right? A full portrait session with some free portraits, right? 11 by 14s. We're going to give them a full package that we normally charge $200 for. Okay. And what we did is we put a little fish bowl, literally a fish bowl. And then we had these little pieces of paper that they would write their name and email address. They would fold it and then they would drop it in the fish bowl. And at the end of this time, right, at the end of the night, we would pick one winner. But now there was other people in that bowl that didn't win. But we still know that they liked the bait that we put out there because they put their name in there to win it. Right? So we know that we had the bait right. So when you're doing a giveaway, you can't just go there and put an iPod out there, an iPad or whatever, right? You can't do that. Or you're going to offer a pair of, earbuds. And you're like, these are $200 Apple Pro earbuds. And they're going to, they retail for $220, $250, whatever they're selling for. And you're like, who wants them? You can go anywhere. You could go down the street. I could go down the street right now, put a fish bowl out there, put those there and say, hey, you want to win some AirPods? And almost everyone on that street is going to probably say, sure, I'd love to. Whether they want to get them for themselves or get them for someone else, or if they want to get them to sell them, right? Who wouldn't want those, right? But now, if I want to attract a person that is a guitar player, then I probably want to put something out there that a guitar player would want. Okay. So you have to think about your audience, okay, and what they would actually want. And also something that would either help them, fix a problem or solve a problem, or make life easier for them. Okay. So for an example would be if someone's learning to play a guitar, and I'm not even saying it's got to be a giveaway, or it could be, maybe it's a starter kit, right? Maybe it's you have a CD or a DVD on how to play. I mean, I know I'm dating myself a little bit here, but you get what I'm saying, right? If you had or if maybe you had an online training that was worth $200 that showed people how to play guitar as a beginner. And then maybe you had a physical product that you put in with that. Maybe it's a tuner, an electric tuner. And then maybe it's, a pack of strings. And then maybe it's cleaning for a guitar. Maybe it's a guitar stand for an electric guitar. Like different things that only a guitar player would probably be interested in. Okay, for the most part. Now you're still going to get other people that might be like, oh, that'd be good for someone else. But most of the time, that person, it's going to get their attention, right? And that's what we're trying to do here, is we're trying to attract the right people and we're trying to repel the other people, okay? Attract, repel. That's what we're trying to do. So we got to get the bait right, okay? So that's number one, okay? It doesn't matter if you have a good pond that you're going to cast your line in. If you don't have good bait, it's not going to work, okay? It's just not going to work. All right, let's move on to the second mistake. Okay, first one is the wrong lead magnet, the wrong bait, right? To get them to bite, right? To attract them. The second one is you've got really good bait now. You've got great bait, but you got the wrong pond. Now we're casting the line in a pond that doesn't have any bass, but we want to catch bass. But there's a lot of, maybe there's catfish in that pond. Or maybe there's only bluegill and sunfish in that pond. There's no bass. Okay. So you can have the best bait, the best bass bait, and throw it in that pond. But if that pond doesn't have any bass, guess what? You're probably not going to get any bites. And if you do, It's going to be nibbles with these other ones, because with a bass, maybe it's a largemouth bass, you need something bigger, a bigger hook. And the smaller fish, they can't even fit the thing in their mouth. So it's not even going to be good to them. Right. So the same thing goes with this. We can have the best bait in the world. We can have the best lead magnet. We're like, yes, this is awesome. Anyone who loves, this niche or this market would love to get this or would love this information. But you're throwing it out into a pond. People are like, I don't really care about that. Right. So if someone's into dance and your product is something about beach volleyball, and you go over to where the dance studios are and you're like, hey, you want free volleyball net and a free volleyball, and you want some free training, and they're like, no, I'm into ballet, man. I don't need that. Right. Or I'm into certain dance. Doesn't matter. The bait could be great. Wrong pond, wrong people. Right. So we got to get the audience right. Okay. We got to find the right audience. And the cool thing is with Facebook, which I have a love-hate relationship with, they will help you find that audience, and we can target that audience. We can find those ponds. Okay. So choosing the wrong audience, big. It needs to be the right audience. Okay. So that's the second mistake that I see a lot of people, because your email marketing, okay, we can't do good email marketing if we have a list that is not the right list. Right. I can give you all of the email marketing strategies and tactics, but it's not going to work if it's the wrong audience, if they don't care about what it is that they signed up for, or that they would potentially sign up for. It's just not an engaged list. It's not a targeted list. It's just random people. Okay. So we need to keep that in mind. Email marketing works when you have a good audience, a good list of the right people, because you found them in the right area, in the right pond. Right. So just always keep that in mind. Email marketing works. Okay. If you are listening to this podcast, you probably have joined my list somewhere along the lines. And speaking of that, actually, there's something that I'm doing right now that's building my list. And that is, we're doing a workshop. So depending on when you're watching this or listening to this, you can go to brandcreators.com/workshop. I'm doing a live training on July 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's a Thursday night. And if you go there later and it's over with, there will probably be a way for you to register for an upcoming workshop, or potentially maybe that one. I don't know. Depends on when you're gonna see this or hear this. Actively build my list of people that want to build a list. People that don't want to build their list are not going to come, or they're not going to register. Okay. So when you're building your list, the email marketing side of things, it works. It clearly works. I'm doing it. I've been doing it now for over 18 years. I did it with a fishbowl back in the day to collect emails. We would manually put them into at the time, I think it was Outlook Express. And then we would blind copy all of the people on our list to pre-sell our photo sessions. And we would be booked out 2 months in advance for the holidays, just from building a list. So email marketing works when you have the right audience, and when you have the right lead magnet, the right bait that attracted them in the first place. Okay. So let's move into the third mistake. Okay. The third mistake is, once you get that right and you start building that list, it's that you start to either over promote. You're just going to send them, hey, nice to meet you. Want to buy my stuff? That's a turnoff for a lot of people. Right? Like, when would you walk up to someone on the street? I mean, if you're in a tourist area, you're going to have people go, hey man, come on into my shop. I want to show you what I got. Like, I get that. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about, you met someone for the first time. They saw your lead magnet, right? You found the right pond. You have the right lead magnet, and you go, hey, here's my thing. Do you want to try it? You can have it for free, or you need help with your guitar. I can teach you like 3 chords that you can start immediately and probably have a song created in the next, 2 days. Are you interested in that? And then you get them to say yes, you get them to opt in, and then immediately you're like, hey, it's Scott again. I've got this training. It's $100. Do you want to buy it? Like, that's a turnoff. We got to build a relationship, right? It's kind of like going out on a first date. And I don't know. There's probably been times, if there's women watching this, that you've had a date, you go out on that date, and that guy is just a little too forward for you, right? Doesn't really go over that well. It doesn't, right? Or the first date and you're like, hey, I think we're a really good match. Want to get married? Like, we just would never do that. And if you do, it's weird, right? So you have to treat your email list in a sense like that. You're building a relationship, right? If you have a new neighbor and you're like, hey, John, nice to meet you. I'm Scott. I sell stuff. You want to buy it? That's weird, right? If anything, it's like, hey, I noticed that you were trimming your lawn, and I've got an edger. If you ever want to borrow it, it's one that actually will get along the concrete, and it actually makes a really nice straight line. If you ever want to use it, by all means, you're more than welcome to it. Or hey, I noticed that you were using your sprinklers or something, and you're like, I actually have a sprinkler company. I come over and give you a hand with it for nothing. I'll just come on over and help you. Like, I'm doing this to, number one, be a good person. I'm doing it also because I have some expertise there and I want to help this person. And I know that if I help this person, they're probably going to either want to follow what I'm doing or be friends, right? And you're building that know, like, and trust. So it always comes down to building the know, like, and trust. How do we do that? You can do it very easily through email, okay, by following up. So when you're following up with email, yes, you can sprinkle in offers. And yeah, I mean, you can literally offer something to someone right away. And we actually have done this. It's like you opt in, immediately you go to a page that, hey, thank you, we just sent you your download, or hey, we just sent you your free thing. But while I got you, if you're interested, if you want to speed up this process, I do offer this thing here, and I'm willing to give it to you for 50% off because I know that you're serious about this because you just joined. Like, whatever. It's kind of like saying, like, hey, I know that you came over and you wanted to borrow my jack, right, to jack up your car so you can change a tire. Hey, if you ever need any tires, here's 50% off coupon. I own a tire shop. Like, that's what it would be like. I wouldn't, like, that would be cool to me. I'd be like, oh, thanks, man. Definitely, I would definitely need that if I need a tire or I need new tires. Or they could have came over and go, here's my jack, here's a tire. I actually own a tire company. These tires look like they're in pretty good shape, but they probably got another 10 or 15,000 miles on them. But when you're ready, if you want to grab tires over at my shop, I'd be more than happy to give you a 50% off discount. You're my neighbor, or, hey, we just met. I wanted to do something nice for you. Here you go. Nothing weird with that. That's okay. They're not saying go here, you got to buy, or your tires are going to, explode, right? Or go flat. So that's what we want to treat our email list like. We want to get them to know, like, and trust us. And we want to always come from a place of giving and goodwill. I always want to build goodwill. I'm doing this right now. You're listening to a podcast. You're on a Facebook Live, whatever, right? There's no pressure for you to buy something from me. Can you buy things from me? Absolutely, right? We have our Brand Creators Academy. We have our Fast Track workshops. And I'm doing a free live training, which, yes, there will be something that I will offer to people that are interested in more help in email list building and email marketing. Okay. But it's not like you have to do that in order to, it's not like I'm gating it. It's just, there's ways that you can purchase from people. And if you are interested, if you've built up that goodwill, there's a chance down the line when someone is ready, when someone needs help, they will come to you now because you weren't pressuring them to buy something. Okay. That has worked for me every single time. And the one example I shared inside of my slides that I haven't actually finished yet, but if you're listening to this after July 15th in the workshop, they will be fully completed. But I was going through and I was looking at the lists that I built in the past, and I was looking at the size. And one of my first lists that I built, actually the second list, the first list was even smaller. It was like 300 people for our photography studio. And that was it. It was customers and people that would like put their name in the fishbowl. That for years brought in new clients or brought in clients back again and again and again, just from 300 people, right? Another example is I built our digital photography business, online training and membership, and I had over 1,000 members in that thing. But that was all built from a list of 1,000 people in my first launch. Did $12,500 with 1,000 person email list because I built the goodwill leading up to making an offer. Okay, so this stuff works. It worked then. It works now. The psychology of it is the same. The mechanics have changed a little bit. The tools have changed a little bit, but the actual process, the same. People are people. People want to buy from people that they know, like, and trust, period. Right? I think we all agree with that. So there's your 3 big mistakes for email marketing. How to avoid them? Well, like I said, you got to do a little bit of research on your lead magnet. What are people interested in? And there's ways that you can do this. I'm actually going to be going through that in a deep dive inside of the email list building workshop that we're doing. I'm actually going to share with you guys a full case study of us building that list of 9,332 subscribers. There's actually a brainstorming session that Chris Schaefer and I did. I'm thinking about giving away that full session, that full brainstorming session, as a bonus for all attendees. I still haven't decided on that yet, but I am going to be sharing with you guys how we brainstormed it, how we settled on what we were going to give away. Then from there, how we basically put it together, and then how we did the follow-up. So I'm going to be sharing that all with you on this free workshop. So again, if you have not registered yet, go to brandcreators.com/workshop, and I will give you all of that. All right. And kind of peel back the curtain a little bit and share with you how we've done it, but also how you can do it. Because I'm basically doing the exact same thing whenever I'm building a list or adding to my list. It's the same exact thing. All right. So guys, that is going to wrap up this Friday jam session. If there's any questions, I will stick around for a couple of minutes, and then I got to run on out of here. But if we have any questions, I will stick around. If you're listening to this on the podcast, I'm going to end it here. But if you want to be part of our live jam sessions, head on over to takeactioncrew.com and you can join us over there. And I'm going to sign off with you right now. Have an awesome, amazing day. Take care, take action, and I'll talk to you soon. Cut. All right, guys, you guys have any questions on that real quick? And if you do, great. If you don't, we're going to mosey on out of here. What's up, Nicholas? Good morning to you. Aldo, hi from Peru. What's up, man? It's crazy that you're in Peru and I'm in a hotel room in North Carolina and we're connecting. It still amazes me. It's pretty crazy. But Aldo, thanks for stopping by. What time is it where you are, Aldo? Yeah, Salomon, you have a great weekend as well. And I know we got a delay here, guys, so I'm going to give it another minute. Okay, Aldo has a question. Oh, wait a minute. Alapandra says, no questions, class dismissed. Thanks, bro. All right, man, get on it. Get on out of here. Are Facebook ads the best way to send traffic to my landing page? The answer is yes, it can be. But if you already have traffic to your website, I would immediately put something on your website. Immediately. If you don't have any traffic on your website, then yes, Facebook ads is going to be the quickest, easiest way to test, and you'll have results in 24 hours, like literally that fast. So yes, I do recommend Facebook ads. I do look at this as an investment as well. So when people are looking at building a list, a lot of times they're like, how do you build a list for free? You can build a list for free. It's going to take a lot more work, really, because you're going to be putting out free content on maybe a group that you're belonging to, or maybe you're going to write some articles and hopefully they rank in 3 to 6 months. The fastest way to get in front of your target market and finding those people is Facebook. As much as I have a love-hate relationship with them, it is your best avenue to basically tap in. And I mean, honestly, if you're in this to build a business, your email list will be the thing that jumpstarts the business, in my opinion. There's an example that I share in the workshop that I'm going to be basically sharing on the live workshop. And basically where we built a list in the last e-commerce brand that I built that we just recently sold, we built that email list using a giveaway before we had a product, before we had a website. And as we were building the list, we were letting people know that we were in the process of developing some new products, and we got their feedback on it. And then we launched those products to that list. I think it was around 5,000 people. And we launched 4 products almost back to back with those people. And each one of those sold over 100 units of each of those products in like a product launch style. So yeah, it works. It clear out works. But we invested probably in that list, I don't know, $1,000 to build that list. Well worth it. Well worth it. That business went on to do hundreds of thousands of dollars through the actual company, and then we sold it. So I mean, I'd say in the end we walked away with over 7 figures net on that brand. Let's see. Do you recommend having a low dollar offer along with high? Salama, your low dollar offer, meaning like a dollar ebook or a $7 ebook, and then upselling, you can do it. It is going to be a slower process. Do you get a paying customer that way? Yes, but it's going to be a slower road to doing that. I would rather have a base of emails, and then I would like to start building relationship with those people and start feeling them out, and then also seeing, how warm the list is, and then getting rid of anyone that's cold, that's not interacting. And then from there, start playing with an offer. And then with the offer, I could turn that even into a dollar offer or $7 or $37. In your case, Salama, you need an email list so you can start sending emails. So I would go, to me personally, I would go with a free lead magnet and I'd start sampling that. Aldo says it's 9:30 a.m. Oh, so we're not far behind. We're like an hour ahead of you. It's interesting. Is Facebook ads more expensive to do at the moment? If yes, what strategies are you using to reduce it? It is more expensive in certain markets, but I would say in most markets outside of the internet marketing, make money online, or diet, or any of that stuff, I still think it's pretty inexpensive. Let's see. Nicholas says, when it comes to a lead magnet, how do you pick the best possible lead? Let's say you're in the trout fishing niche. Would a trout fishing rod and reel plus tackle giveaway be a good lead to get people? Yes, it would be. And the first thing I would do, though, is I would start looking at Facebook pages. I would do a search for trout fishing and see if there was pages dedicated to just trout fishing. Because what might be happening there is you might be going too narrow, and then you might find out that the audience, the pool, the pond of trout fishermen isn't really there. So we want to first validate that there's a big enough audience there for just trout fishing. We did this with an example for bass fishing, but we went a little bit deeper and went into kayak bass fishing and found out that there is a market out there just for kayak bass fishing. But the cool thing is if someone's interested in kayak bass fishing, they're still interested in bass fishing. So you might need to find 2 markets there. But yes, you're on the right track. A lead magnet would be something along the lines that would call it out like the best trout fishing rod, right? And package or kit, something like that. Let's see. No, I think that would be enough. So if you had a fishing rod and a net and maybe a vest that was specific to trout fishermen, that's probably going to be enough. I like to say that the value should be between $100 and $200 in value if you're doing a giveaway. Salma, how do you decide how much to spend on ads? In the very beginning, I'm very, very conservative. $3 to $5 per day on audience testing. So if you're going to test 2 audiences, it would be $6 or $10 a day. But I think $5 to $10 a day is where you should start until you start dialing it in. And Salama, I know that you're part of the email list building fast track workshop. Chris did a full Facebook ads training there. So you probably want to go back through that. But I would say $5 a day is going to start getting you data. How do you find existing Facebook pages versus groups? Yeah, you just go into Facebook, do a search, and then when you do the search on the left-hand side, usually if you're on desktop, it'll say the different things like posts, groups, pages, select pages, and then it'll only give you the pages. Aldo, thanks, Scott. Got to go. Enjoy your day. Bye, everyone. Awesome. All right, cool. Yes, Salma, $5 for 7 days. Yeah, I'd let it run for at least 5 days. 7 days would be even better. So you'd spend 35 bucks. Yes. All right, cool guys. I got to run. We got to go. So last thing I want to remind you guys, if you are interested in joining me live Thursday, this coming Thursday, that's July 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern time, one of the first live workshops I've done in probably over 3 years on a Thursday night. Join me, even if you just want to hang out and kind of geek out on this email list building thing. But I'm going to be sharing with you some training that I've not yet shared. So I'm going to be walking you through kind of the case study of how we were able to build that list. We only shared it inside of the academy, but I figured it's going to be a good learning lesson to see exactly how we've done it, and also give you the 3 steps that you need to understand and that you need to do. Part of it is finding the right lead magnet. I'll share with you how we found our lead magnet, and then also how to find the right ponds. I'm going to show you that. And then the last thing is the follow-up, and I'm going to actually show you the emails that we sent. And the most important email of all is the very first email, and I'm going to show you that in detail. So that's all going to be done on this email list building workshop. Again, brandcreators.com/workshop. Mark your calendar, Thursday, July 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys, got to run. Have an awesome, amazing day. Take care, take action, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you Monday. Take care, guys. Bye.